Welcome everyone. Today we're talking a little bit about AI in e-commerce. Not the fantasy version that our tech bros are selling, no, but the messy reality of what's actually happening on the ground. And when I talk about AI in this context, I meant practical tools that can learn from data and make predictions or decisions, not some sci-fi robot that runs your entire business. So if you didn't sleep under the rock, you actually might have heard that Shopify CEO Toby Lütke recently, I think it was this week's Tuesday, like 2 days ago, in a leaked memo declared that reflexive AI usage is now a baseline expectation at his company, okay? And not just like, you can dabble with it, it's cool. No, I want you to actually play with this and I want you to be efficient. That's not just corporate posturing, as you can imagine. It signals a fundamental shift. Reflexive usage means that AI should be your automated go-to for solving problems if you don't know how to go from A to B in your job, all right? And not just some exotic special project that you devote some of your time to. No, and I think this is great, as you can imagine, right? Here at AI Adopters, I'm all about that. So by the end of this video, I want you to understand what Shopify has been doing, the greater impact of AI in e-commerce. And if you are interested, I would highly recommend you go over to aiadopters.club to sign up to my newsletter. I post every week really good stuff that's specifically tailored to professionals that want to increase their career chances, all right? And then that's what they want to use AI for. So head on over there, okay? So as you already know, AI is rapidly transforming from competitive advantage to table stakes, okay? In plain English, that means that yesterday AI was nice to have and today it's a necessary to compete, okay? Because if you don't use it, your competitors are already using it. And if you're still debating whether you're adapting AI in your e-commerce strategy or wider business strategy, I've got sad news for you. You're already behind. Let's get over here. I want you to look at these numbers. If we go through the hype and look at, for example, the market value, okay, we got 8.7 almost billion dollars in AI-enabled e-commerce by 2025, which is the end of this year, okay? If you're watching this later, we're probably broken that number already. I'll get to what that actually means in a minute. But more telling is also that 90% of retailers are already using or assessing AI projects. This isn't experimental anymore, by no means. And the kicker here is that 87% of retailers report positive revenue effects. Translation, your competitors aren't just playing with AI, they're making money with it as we speak, and so should you. So what does AI actually do in e-commerce? What does this AI-enabled figure of almost like $8.7 billion mean? Let me break it down. So, for example, we have personalization, means showing every customer what they're most likely to buy based on their behavior. Customer service includes AI chatbots that can handle basic questions on a 24/7 basis. Then we have marketing, where automation uses AI to determine which customers should get which messages. Operations, that can include using AI to predict inventory needs or optimize shipping. And then we have one that I had to deal with in one of my stores recently, fraud detection. And that uses patterns to flag suspicious orders. For example, order was placed in a location 10,000 miles away from the shipping location and all that type of jazz. It's been around for a while. And then finally also content generation, which means that AI is writing product descriptions and emails so you don't have to, okay? And landing pages and all that type of jazz, right? So companies that are trying to navigate e-commerce without AI are like retailers in 2005 wondering if they really need a website, right? The question isn't if, it's how and how fast, okay? So let's go on over to the next one here. When we look at Shopify's approach, it's really worth pointing out, not because it's perfect, but because it's pragmatic. They've built Shopify Magic to generate product descriptions and content. If you've ever started at a blank page trying to write a compelling copy for 50 products, you'll understand why this matters, okay? And even for one product, for that matter. My brother and I, we started this fragrance company, and we had to come up with all these descriptions ourselves, and we did a mediocre job with this at best. And then the AI analyzes your brand voice and creates consistent descriptions that actually drive sales. And the good thing is you don't even have to implement all of this stuff and I wish Shopify would pay me for it, but if you sign up with them, then you get all those tools that are included. Their media generation edits product images without requiring a design degree. Okay, this means automatically removing backgrounds or creating lifestyle images, tasks that used to require Photoshop skills. And then we have Sidekick, which acts as an AI assistant that's actually been trained on their entire platform, not just generic internet data. Think of it as a personal guide that knows every corner of Shopify and can help with specific tasks like creating discounts or analyzing sales patterns. And their fraud analysis, as mentioned before, it uses machine learning to identify sketchy orders before they turn into chargebacks. By the way, Shopify, why isn't there an option that you can just automatically not allow orders to happen if they are at a certain category? I would really love that, okay? So I don't have to manually refund them and cancel them. And then what Shopify really gets right here is democratization. They're not building AI for tech experts. No, they're building it for the average merchant who can barely, grab lunch because they don't have time for it, let alone learn prompt engineering or all the other things. The tools directly address everyday pain points like writing product description, as mentioned before, or spotting fraud, right? So that's pretty good, pretty helpful. And again, Spotify, if you want to sponsor me, feel free, okay? Look at this graph, or these bunch of graphs here. Content generation is clearly winning when it comes to the impact race. It's the low-hanging fruit of AI adoption. The bar chart shows it's nearly 3 times more impactful than the next category. Content generation means using AI to write product descriptions, emails, campaigns, and social posts. Merchants love these tools because they're tangible time savers. Okay, they're, like I said, they're low-hanging fruit. You input a few details about your product, and within seconds, you really have a professional copy that would have taken a lot more time to write. Now, the impact, as you can see, drops significantly as we move to more complex applications on the right. We got personalization, shows, moderate impact. This basically refers to customizing the shopping experience based on customer behavior, showing products they're likely to want. It's more complex because it requires good customer data and integration with your store front end, okay? And then we have customer support and fraud prevention like further behind, okay? These involve AI chatbots answering questions and systems that detect suspicious orders, as mentioned before. They're harder to get right because they require more technical integration and training, but again, Shopify is doing this on the back end. Operation efficiency sits at the bottom, not because it's not valuable, but because it's harder to implement well. This includes using AI for inventory forecasting and supply chain optimization, and it requires a lot of historical data and often multiple systems integrations. So if you don't do everything on Shopify, it's going to be difficult to put it all together on their platform, right? And every business is a little different. Let's talk about the competitors, the platform wars. They're getting pretty interesting. Let me explain how different e-commerce platforms approach AR. WooCommerce, for example, is entirely dependent on third-party plugins. Maximum flexibility, minimum integration. It's open source, which means you can customize everything, but AI capabilities come entirely from plugins you install separately. Good luck. If you are versed and you know how to do things, you might actually get a better result at the end, but it's not for everyone. Now, moving over to BigCommerce, which takes the hybrid approach here, where they're partnering with Google Cloud AI while maintaining their app marketplace. In simple terms, they offer some built-in AI features, but rely heavily on their ecosystem for more specialized functions. They're targeting the mid-market that wants more flexible environments without the technical headache. Then you got the enterprise heavyweights, like Adobe Commerce, that is leveraging AI Sensei, which is their AI framework that powers tools across the AI the Adobe product. Salesforce uses Einstein, which is integrated with their Customer 360 platform. These aren't just e-commerce tools, they're entire ecosystems that include CRM, marketing, automation, and analytics. And what's the catch here? You'll need a 6-figure budget and a team of consultants to make these entire systems solutions work. But if you're a large company with complex needs, their sophisticated AI can justify the price tag. This isn't about which platform is the best, it's about alignment. Small and medium-sized businesses need simplicity and quick wins. Enterprises need depth and integration, all right? Your platform choice really should reflect your business reality, not some consultant's preference. But usually when you have a good consultant, they'll tell you that same. Hold on. Moving on here. What do we have? Next slide. The implementation challenges, all right? It's not all rosy. Here is where dreams meet reality. These aren't just bullet points, they're the reasons most AI projects fail. So let me break them down for you. First off, the big one, data quality, which is the foundation of AI success. I mentioned this on this channel before, and I will say it again. Data quality, input, and standardization, cleaning, all that type of stuff is really important. But most companies are building it on digital quicksand. AI is only as good as the data you feed it. Poor, inconsistent, or insufficient data will tank your AI initiatives faster than anything else. If your product data is incomplete or your customer information is scattered across silos or different systems, your AI will struggle. I can tell you that. The integration complexity, all right? This creates bottlenecks when connecting AI tools with legacy systems. Legacy systems are your existing technology, all right? Inventory management, ERP, your custom checkout process. Getting AI to work with these older systems often requires extensive custom development. Next point is the cost concerns, okay? And they are real. The upfront investment can be substantial, especially for small to medium-sized businesses. We're talking about software licenses, impossible hardware upgrades, developer time, and more. Return on investment is often unclear at the start, making it hard to justify expenses. So if you're flexible and nimble, oftentimes it might help to look at an approach of how to set up your company from the start, meaning not having your data across everything, making it easy to integrate. Start or revamp your business with the end in mind and try to see how you can work your way backwards from there if you're still nimble, okay, as a small company. And then we got the final thing, which is the talent shortage, okay? It's a massive challenge. AI and machine learning skills that are really in high demand. Everyone wants AI experts, but nobody wants to pay for them or train existing staff. So without the right experience, implementations falter or never get off the ground, really. And without a clear strategy that is aligned with your business goals, you're just experimenting randomly and calling it innovation. An AI project needs specific objectives tied to business outcomes, okay? Not vague goals like implement AI. These aren't reasons to avoid AI, don't get me wrong, okay? They're reasons to approach it with eyes wide open. The companies that acknowledge and plan for these challenges will outpace those pretending everything will just work out magically, okay? So I hope that's what you take away from this one here. Now, we got to talk about this one. These are the ethical considerations. AI isn't just technological implementation, all right? It's entering ethically complex territory. Let me explain why these ethical issues matter to your business. Algorithmic bias occurs when AI systems reflect or amplify societal biases in their training data. This isn't some theoretical concern. It's algorithms showing high-paying job ads primarily to men or kitchen appliances mainly to women. This doesn't just harm individuals, it alienates entire customer segments and could potentially violate anti-discrimination laws, but jury is still out on that since this is all so fresh. All right, we got the next one, which is data privacy, which creates significant risks requiring GDPR and CCPA compliance, all that good stuff. I'm so happy I just came back from Europe. There's a little bit of less of that stuff here. But the GDPR is a real thing. It's Europe's data protection regulation, and the CCPA, might as well just remove the A, is California's privacy law. Both restrict how you can collect and use customer data, with significant penalties for violations. AI's hunger for data puts it on collision course with these regulations. All right, so let's see where things are going there. Transparency issues, and these arise because many AI models operate as a black box, so to say, making it difficult to explain why they made certain decisions. This becomes a problem when regulations increasingly demand explainability and when customers question automated decisions that affect them. So there's that, all right? And then misinformation risks, those are the ones that grow as generative AI can create convincing but false content. And that can erode consumer trust, because imagine AI producing inaccurate product information or misleading marketing claims. The reputational damage could be severe in that case. Remember Target inferring that teen's pregnancy before her family knew? That's the kind of PR that is waiting for companies that treat privacy as an afterthought. For those of you who don't know, there was this, I believe the way it was is, there was this girl that I think she was looking for pregnancy tests or something like that, or she was maybe Googling pregnancy related search, and then it was on her family account, and then all her family was getting some sort of like a pregnancy test ads or something like that. And it was kind of revealed that she was pregnant without the family knowing before. But this incident basically showed how advanced analytics could reveal highly sensitive information customers never really explicitly shared. And, as we come to a close on this one, it's really important to know that these ethical considerations aren't obstacles to innovation. Again, they're guardrails that protect your business and customers. So build them into your AI strategy from day one if you can, and not as a cleanup job after problems emerge. Where is the future going? Looking ahead, 4 major trends will reshape e-commerce AI. All right, here's what they mean for your business. First up, hyper-personalization. This is the next frontier, moving beyond segmenting to truly individualized, real-time experiences for each customer. Instead of broad categories like women aged 25 to 34, AI will analyze detailed behavioral patterns to create unique experiences for each shopper. This means real-time adjustments to what products appear, what offers are made, and how the interface itself works for that customer. When I was reading that, I did read the story that there was an idea to change the offers and discounts based on how much money somebody makes. I don't know if we want to go there, guys, but we'll see. We've seen worse, but man, kind of crazy. Hey, if it's just discounts, you know what? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Should people with different income levels pay differently or have different type of discounts? I'm actually curious what you think. Now, the next trend is expanded generative AI. This will go beyond text to visual content, code, and complete marketing campaigns. Generative AI refers to systems that create new content, not just analyzing existing data. Today, it's writing products descriptions. Tomorrow, it will design your seasonal banners, create video content, and generate entire multi-channel campaigns with minimal human impact, or maybe just in an overseeing type of role, okay? But you can definitely do a lot more once you know how these systems work as a single woman or man show. Next one is advanced predictive analytics that will optimize supply chains with greater accuracy, potentially reducing forecasting errors by 30 to 50%, as some reports say. Predictive analytics means using AI to forecast future events based on historical patterns, for those of you who don't know. For e-commerce, this means more accurate inventory planning, better demand forecasting, and smarter logistics decisions. And then we have conversational AI that will evolve from basic chatbots to sophisticated agents handling complex interactions autonomously. I'm actually working with a company out of Canada that I'll talk about a little bit more in this newsletter. Maybe we'll get into a partnership as well. And it's super exciting what they do. Okay, it's not just text-based, it's voice-based, and it feels very natural, and it's a real helper. And again, some people say that, oh, I know it's AI. Yeah, it's not about that you know it's AI. It's about what it can do for you and how much faster you get your problem solved, right? So they will also be able to to handle returns and exchanges and all that. Some already do, by the way. So we'll have more of that. The systems overall, I think, will become increasingly proactive rather than reactive. And instead of tools that assist human tasks, we'll see agents capable of managing complex processes based on high-level goals. And the winners will be those who build flexible architectures and unify their data now to prepare for these advances in the near future. So here are some of my recommendations. What should you actually do with all this? What does that mean for you? First, adopt a contextual platform strategy. What does that mean? There's no universal best AI solution. Choose based on your business size, technical maturity, and specific needs. For small merchants, Shopify's built-in tools might be perfect. Mid-sized businesses might need something like BigCommerce's flexibility. Enterprises with complex requirements might justify Adobe or Salesforce's sophisticated ecosystems. Like I mentioned before in the video, there are different tiers. There's no one is better than the other, really. The next point that I want to make is prioritize high ROI use cases. And ideally, try to create quick wins early on. But the return on investment, the value that you get back compared to what you spent on something, I want you to focus your initial investments on clear problems with measurable returns, not vague innovations. For most merchants, content generation and basic personalization offer the quickest paybacks, the quickest win, and the best ROI. Next is that you should implement in phases. Start with readiness assessments, build foundations, then scale gradually based on results. A readiness assessment means evaluating your data quality, technical capabilities, and organizational preparednesses before jumping in. People like me that you can probably find in your city or online, they can help you with that. And you can, to a degree, you can do it yourself with AI as well if you ask the right questions. Next, I want you to focus on, ethics from the start. Treat privacy, bias mitigation, and security as requirements, not afterthoughts. Ethics shouldn't be a compliance checkbox after development. It should be a part of the design process from day one. And it's really not just to comply with some laws. It's really in the best interest of your own company. And foster organization-wide AI literacy. This means helping everyone understand what AI can and can't do, not just your tech team. Success isn't about technology implementation. It's about enabling your entire team to understand and leverage AI effectively. The optimal AI strategy isn't static either. It requires ongoing evaluation and adaptation. There's no single correct path, but building internal AI literacy across functions is paramount and will definitely get you in the right direction. And I applaud CEOs like Toby for making such a bold statement that I mentioned in the beginning. All right, so where does it lead to? To wrap it up, I would say that artificial intelligence is irrevocably reshaping e-commerce, transitioning from nice to have to must have. Each platform that we talked about, and there are many more too, they offer distinct approaches. Shopify's AI, I think, is really good for small to medium-sized businesses. And then enterprise solutions, leveraging deep data integration, like I mentioned, the other ones, Adobe and Einstein from Salesforce, they're really good for the bigger boys and girls, okay? And everything in between that we talked about is good for the right person as well. The journey isn't simple. Data quality challenges mean ensuring your information is accurate, complete, and accessible. Integration complexity involves connecting AI tools to your existing systems. Cost concerns and ethical considerations create significant hurdles. But those who navigate this transformation effectively, balancing innovation and responsibility, those are the ones who will thrive with the increasingly intelligent future of online retail. And, don't get me started with agent-focused retail, because I think that soon we won't even see any ads anymore, because we'll have AI agents that will make purchase decisions for us. But again, the companies that succeed won't be those with the most advanced AI, but those who apply AI most thoughtfully to their specific business challenges. AI, again, isn't just another tech implementation. It's a fundamental shift in how businesses operate and engage customers. Start small, learn fast, and build on successes. Quick wins, like I said. The future really belongs to those who adapt and create. All right. And with that being said, thank you for being here. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.